Welcome to Scaling with Disha, the show that helps online entrepreneurs to scale their business to six figures and beyond without the hustle or the overheads. I'm your host, Disha Waddup, and I'll be here each week to remind you that you can do anything you set your mind to. Hello and welcome back to Scaling with Disha. Thank you so much for tuning in again, and I absolutely love you for being here every single week. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you go ahead and do that now. Today, we're going to be talking about leveraging your community. So if you have a Facebook group and you have been playing with it a little bit, but you're not really sure what you're doing and whether it's worth it, and you're a bit then make sure you go and check out the pros and cons episode 2 weeks ago on episode 14. And make sure that you refresh on the pros and cons of having a Facebook group. Today, we're going to dive into leveraging that Facebook group. So now you know that it's a dead cert and you want a Facebook group, and you're going to put the time and effort and make it a really, really profitable Facebook group. We're going to talk about how you leverage it and make money from it, which is ultimately what we want to do as entrepreneurs, right? We're not playing small here. We are building scalable businesses that are going to have huge impacts across the globe. And we want to make sure that we're doing that in a way that creates a life we love rather than tying us down to a desk all freaking day. So with that in mind, I'm going to dive straight in. So there are 5 elements to growing or leveraging your community. And one of them is growth. I gave it away there for just a second. So one of the main elements of leveraging a community is growth. If you're not constantly growing your community and bringing new people, fresh blood into that community, it is going to become stale in there. There will be people that have already checked out from working with you. They don't want to work with you. They have no intention of working with you, whether that be that they're not in the right space right now, or they are past what your services can offer. Whatever that is, reason for it, you need to constantly be growing your Facebook group. And there are a vast, massive mountain of ways that you can start to grow your Facebook group. And I'm going to touch on 3 of those right now. So there is, of course, organic growth. That is how I have primarily grown my Facebook groups. And organic growth is from using other people's Facebook groups, using my personal profile, and networking outside of my own community to grow my very own community. And it has worked amazingly. I have been able to scale groups to thousands of members without paying for any ads at all. So organic growth is by far an amazing strategy to use to grow your group. However, if you have money to spend and you want to grow your group quicker, then having ads grow your group, that is a fantastic way to do that as well. So if you can use ads to grow your group, then by all means do that. They are a fantastic tool, but it does, of course, cost you money to do that. And the third way to grow your group is press. If you have not used any PR to grow your group, then make sure that you consider this as an option, because using PR, whether that's a podcast, whether that's in magazines, whether it's on radio, or even on TV, you can leverage those press or appearances to bring people back into your Facebook group. So I recently became an international best-selling author of the book Permission to Do Life and Business Your Way. If you haven't heard from me about this book yet, then make sure you go and check it out on Amazon, and I will include the links below for you to check that out as well. But even in my book, I talk about my Facebook group and I drive people to that. So it's a PR opportunity for me to drive new people into my Facebook group. Wherever I am, whether that's in podcasts, whether that's in blogs, I am always driving people back to my Facebook group, because that is where I want to have people. That is the main area of my ecosystem. So I'm constantly driving people back to there. So one of the first elements of leveraging your community is growth. And we've just touched on organic growth, ads, and PR to grow your group. Then the next element is content. You want to make sure that the content you are sharing in your group not only elevates you as an individual, but it really gives people true value. And what I mean by true value is it's not fluffy mush that anybody could share. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can share fluffy mush, but you have the insight into really, really moving people through your process and giving them results. So make sure you share some of that with them, because that is going to be how they know, love, and trust you. Without sharing some of that deep, meaningful value and actual real value, you are not going to be able to push them through. So in your group, you should be sharing value content and you should be sharing elevation content. So value content, I see 3 levels. The first level is fluffy mush. The second level is concretey sludge. Like, it is good value, get your teeth stuck into, but you can still move out of content. Then there is the cement, and that is what's in your offers and programs, is the cement, the real sticking value. So you want to offer mushy sludge. Great analogy I've chosen there, right? You want to offer mushy sludge and not fluff. So make sure that the content inside of your group is mushy sludge. And you are really, really giving it to people, so people stay around. They get stuck in there for a while, they can still move, but it is amazing value that they can learn from, action, put into place, and then see those wins and come back to you when they're ready to really invest. Now they know, love, and trust you because you have given them something amazing for free. Just imagine what is on your concrete level in your sales actual programs. So 3 levels of value that you have to consider. Then you want to make sure that you are elevating yourself. Why should people pay you the price point that you demand? And how are you more valuable than Sally or Sheila down the street who's offering the same thing? You are you, and you have a unique set of skill sets. So make sure you are elevating yourself. You are telling people how awesome you are every single day. That is the thing about being an entrepreneur. Nobody else is going to tell it for us. We have to do it ourselves. So we have to make sure that we are shouting from the rooftops so that we are really telling people how awesome we are, because being an entrepreneur, nobody is going to do that for us. We have to do it ourselves. So make sure that you are doing that with inside of your community, because people aren't going to know otherwise. And it doesn't matter how many times you say how awesome you are, do it again. Do it again and do it again. Do it one more time, because people don't read all of your content. They don't see all of your stuff. And people say to me, I feel like I'm being annoying. I feel like I am just shouting from the rooftops all the time and nobody is engaging or nobody's listening. But if your content is actually speaking to your ideal clients and you have got crystal clear on the language and where they are and what they need from you, then they will convert. They will be watching you and stalking you, and it's the lurkers that we love that come and sign up with us. So make sure that that content is really speaking to them. The other thing for leveraging your community is sales. Sales are so freaking huge, because that is why we're an entrepreneur. That's how we're going to scale our business, right? We are going to need to make sales to be able to scale our business. And to do that, we need to be selling. So often I see people come to me and say, my Facebook group is not working. Nobody's buying. Nobody's interested in what I have to sell. I don't understand. And it's because they haven't actually sold. They haven't sold anything. They are not posting about their offer. They're not talking about it. They're not telling people how they can work with them. They're not doing anything to generate those sales, which is why they haven't sold anything. Super simple concept, right? If you want to sell something, post about it. Post about it more than once. Post about it at least once, if not twice per week, to make sure that everybody knows that they can buy from you at all times. Okay. And the fourth is engagement. making sure that you are not just posting and running or standing on a pulpit and preaching to the choir. You are actually in there. You are in the choir, connecting with people, engaging with them, commenting back. You are a real person and your audience wants to know that. So make sure that you are doing those things to really connect with those people on a deeper level. Engagement is going to do that. So whether you comment back to people's posts, whether you help them in a way that they may not have seen before, whether you just have a conversation with people. And that moves me on to the next point of sending messages inside groups. So often I hear people say that they are afraid of connecting with people in direct message because they don't understand the connotations and they don't want to come across as salesy or spammy or sleazy. But if you are coming from a place of service and you want to connect with somebody on a deeper, more meaningful level, they're going to be able to do that with you inside of a direct message. They're not going to be able to do that if they are on a public platform. They're not going to share what is on their sleeve or in their heart if they are in a public platform, but they can ask you those questions when you're in direct message. I get asked questions about, oh my God, you've just changed everything in my business. Can you help me with this? Yeah, absolutely. Here's a tip. Go do that. And they're like, oh my God, thank you so much for sharing that tip. Nobody has offered that. Nobody has reached out to me and asked me what I need help with right now. And it can be that simple thing that's going to take you 30 seconds to respond that could change that person's life and they will remember you forever. So make sure that you are that person. We are creating long-lasting businesses with a real heart and a community center. So make sure that you are the heart and the community center of your community, right? Be a person that people want to reach out to, that they can reach out to. I get so many messages from people I don't even know, haven't connected with, they haven't liked any of my posts. And they said, I know you will know the answer to this because I've seen your content. I know you'll know the answer to this because I've seen you somewhere post about this. Can you help me with X? Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump on a call. It is really that simple. Opening up your direct messages. And it has to be on your personal profile because that's how people know, love, and trust you. So we've gone through 5 pieces of places you can leverage your community. The first is content. The second is sales. Then we've gone on to growth, engagement, and messages. Make sure that you are covering all of these things with inside of your community, and you'll be able to leverage a really profitable Facebook group. If you want help in any of these areas, my Growing a Profitable Facebook Group program is live now, and you can send me a message or click on the links below and check it out. We take you through 11 modules of in-depth training where we cover everything from growth to running challenges and masterclasses, sales, social selling inside of your group, the software to use, the software not to use, and some other things in between. So if that's something that you're interested in, click on the link below and check out the Growing Your Profitable Facebook Group program. I know you won't regret it if you need help with making your Facebook group work for you, not against you. I will see you next week. We will be back with Shannon talking amazing things. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and meet Shannon next week. And it's going to be awesome. Have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And I really hope that you genuinely learned something from today's episode. If you found this episode useful, then please hit the subscribe button and leave us a review. I personally read each and every one. Until next time, bye.